Recording in progress.
Hi, everybody. Calling the September 18th Human Rights Committee meeting to order. We're broadcasting on Zoom. And do we have to do an attendance first, Taylor?
If you want to recognize. who's
Yeah,
in the room versus,
sure.
Also, some people.
That's right. I have, yes, exactly. We have our newest member, Pardis Singer, who's here tonight to join us. We're thrilled to have you, Pardis. So welcome, welcome. So I'm Keith LaFace. I'm the co-chair along with Harry Hurwich.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jen Howard, Shortland.
Marlene Schultz.
Yes.
Marie Shapiro.
Cynthia is online.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she's silent.
You got the wave, so that's good. And you
You're
can
muted,
unmute too,
you're muted,
Cynthia.
yeah.
There we go.
Hi, I'm here.
Perfect. Hey, you're loud and clear. Thanks for joining, Cynthia.
Cynthia Ganong is another, she's online.
That's great. Okay, so I think we'll do the public comment first, Taylor, and then I wish I had a much more proper introduction for you guys, but I'll just say more of welcomes and all that kind of stuff after. But welcome any public comments. We have some guests tonight, which is great. Feel free to come right up and tell us what's on your mind.
I'd like to thank the Human Rights Committee for allowing me to speak this evening. My name is Zach Patton. I've lived in Needham for almost 10 years. My two children have attended public schools here. I love the way Needham is home to peaceful forest trails and a diverse array of restaurants. And I joined Needham for Palestine last year because I couldn't stay silent while watching the horrors in Gaza that my tax dollars were supporting. We regularly stand out in Needham and consistently receive 3 to 4 times as much positive support as opposition from our fellow Needhamites. Needham for Palestine, a group of Muslim, Jewish, Quaker, Christian, and other residents, appreciates that you responded quickly to the attack on October 7th and the assault on Gaza that followed. We urge you to revisit your November 2023 statement, considering the catastrophic developments over the subsequent nearly 2 years. The complete Israeli blockade on food, water, medicine, and infant formula, the total destruction of the medical, educational, and civic infrastructure, and the unimaginable level of mass murder of civilians and journalists constitutes genocide. We ask the Needham Human Rights Committee to provide an updated statement condemning this as genocide. As the town leaders in human rights, you'd be standing alongside your global colleagues, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, the Israeli organizations B'Tselem, and Physicians for Human Rights Israel, Palestinian human rights organizations Al-Haq, the Palestinian Center for Human Rights, and Al-Mazan Center for Human Rights, the UN Special Rapporteur, the US Center for Constitutional Rights, genocide scholars in Israel and around the world, and this week the United Nations itself have condemned this genocide. Needham's diverse communities, friends, and loved ones in the region are being heavily impacted by this continuing slaughter and starvation. There's no time to waste. Famine has already been declared. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Saqib Khan. I've been a resident of Needham for 9 years, a business owner in town for 7. I have a law firm in town. I have 2 daughters at the Elliott School, and I'm a member of Needham for Palestine. And we come here today with a draft statement that we've drafted and propose that the Human Rights Committee consider, as it's considered previous proposed statements in the past, including the statement that your committee put together in November of 2023. We do so because the suffering in Gaza and the West Bank matters deeply to so many of us here in Needham. It's what brings many of us out every 2 weeks to Needham Town Center to speak out against horrible atrocities. And our numbers at our standouts increase. We started in January, our movement increases. Every time we're out there, people come up to us and say, what can we do to get involved? And as Zach mentioned, the responses, they increase as well, and the negative responses have decreased substantially. including what was a very common negative response to us back in January and February. Get out of our town. You're not from here. We don't want you here. We don't get that negative response so much anymore. I haven't heard it in months. Because even the people who are opposed to us standing against genocide, even they recognize that we're from here. Needhamites oppose this. Barry will also speak to his personal experience, but I want to share that from my perspective, opposing the genocide is the foremost human rights and civil rights issue of our time. And I want to emphasize the civil rights aspect of it. The current administration and many people in this country, including many in our community, want to stifle people who speak out about this outcry, about this genocide, who express their outcry against it. Examples of that include the efforts to deport leading activist Mahmoud Khalil. He's an alum of Columbia University. I went to Columbia University, but I'm a natural born citizen. He's a green card holder. Country, the government is trying to deport him. There's a bill pending in Congress, right, sponsored by Congressman Brian Mast, to strip American citizen passport holders of their passports for their criticism of the Israeli government's policies. It has caused enough concern that, myself, for example, I went to a protest in Copley Square back in March, and I made sure to take my passport with me, so that way, in case I had to, I could prove my citizenship. And so, even those of us here in Needham, thousands of miles away, we feel what's happening, and it's important to us that our town organization that's here to defend and advocate for civil rights, to affirm every human being, stand up now and craft something that meets the spirit of the moment. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Barry Huck. I've lived in Needham for 25 years. I am a member of Needham for Palestine, and I'm Jewish. In nearly 60 years of social activism, I've never had to identify myself as Jewish, nor did it matter. So why now? What's different now is that a genocide is being conducted in my name. I feel that the Judaism and Jewish values that I grew up with have been hijacked and distorted beyond recognition by Israel's occupation of Palestine and its ethnic cleansing of Gaza as the world watches, united in horror. I don't come by these feelings easily. I was raised in a Jewish home. My mother spoke Yiddish before she spoke English. My father was the director of Jewish community centers in the Bronx. My Jewish summer camp counselor, Abe, had an Auschwitz number tattooed on his arm, like some of my parents' friends. Later, as a parent myself, I served on the board of the Jewish day school where my 3 children went to school. My life has been guided and enriched by the Jewish values of tzedek, meaning justice, and tikkun olam, meaning to repair and improve the world. I'm not alone among American Jews in my belief that Israel has forsaken these values. There are thousands of us in Massachusetts fighting to stop Israel from starving Gaza and fighting for a free Palestine. And each individual has had to take a thoughtful, deliberate steps towards solidarity with Palestine. These steps are difficult to navigate for all of us. As Needham's Human Rights Committee, you are the conscience of the community. If you don't stand against genocide and an engineered famine, who will? My favorite passage from the Torah, excuse me for checking. My favorite passage from the Torah is justice, justice shall you pursue. I hope you will. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Do we have any more comments online?
We
Shirley?
do. We have 4 participants online. I would like to bring forward Babar Khan. If you would like to speak.
Babar, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I had not planned to speak, but I listened to the three speakers, and I'm really moved by uh, by their participation in this episode that's happening, thousands of miles away, but it touches everybody's heart. And so I hope that you, as a committee, would respond um, to the situation in an appropriate manner, call a genocide, what it is, a genocide and a man-made famine. So that's all I have to say. I didn't plan to speak, but thank you for letting me.
Thank you. Should I be getting?
Shouldn't we ask if for them to raise their hand if they want to speak, instead of putting people on the spot?
Oh, yes,
Let's
absolutely.
ask them so.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So they don't.
And also-
they don't
I
have to
also
speak.
see, my apologies. Okay, we have Huma Farid. I'm
Okay.
going to,
And Taylor, will you remind me, are we supposed to ask for addresses? Do we
Yes.
need, yeah. I may ask for your address if you don't mind, because it's part of the public record. Thank you. I wish I would remember that before, but
no,
we can recognize Huma. Huma, we can, I think we can hear you if you start.
Great, thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me to speak and thank you for hosting this. It's nice to see some familiar faces. I didn't realize that we were hi Cynthia. I didn't realize we were going to be able to speak either, but I'll give you my home address. It's 34
Thank you, Huma.
Longwood Road, Needham. I've lived here for 9 years. My children got 2 kids and they attend Newman Elementary School. I have been lucky enough to serve on NICA, the Needham Interfaith Clergy Association, with Cynthia, even though I'm not a clergy person. And I have to say that I joined almost immediately, unfortunately, after October 7th. And, that was obviously an incredibly horrific, tragic moment for global relations and for Israel. And yet what I see happening after that has been just as horrific, if not more so in many ways. And so, as just a member of Needham, living in this community that I actually really love and have felt very close to many colleagues, friends here, Rabbi Jay Perlman and I Rabbi Jay from TBS, we have met on a monthly basis over the last 2 years, and I have come to really admire him as somebody who embodies the Jewish ideals that Barry spoke about, and as somebody who is truly amazing. And we were at one of our Interfaith Association meetings, and he just said this quote that I wrote down because it was so moving. We don't want the brokenness to define us, but to inspire us. And when he said that, it's just so moving and so relevant. And I just feel like we as a community have the opportunity to say, to speak up and speak up for justice, speak up for what is happening in the world right now, and say we as a community condemn what is happening in Gaza right now, which the UN has recognized as a genocide. We're not doing anything new, the UN has recognized what's happening. And I think just by saying that we recognize this, we name it for what it is, gives us the opportunity in Needham to be a role model for other communities and to truly highlight our values of social justice and advocacy, which I think have been a little muffled in the last couple of years.
Thank you for sharing, Huma. Any other hands raised? Yeah?
no.
No, that's it.
No.
Okay. With the rest of the room, all set? Okay. I think we'll close the public comment period. Thank you very much for coming and sharing. You're welcome to stay and listen in on the rest of the meeting, but we'll certainly take a look at the statement. We'll discuss it for the upcoming meeting. Okay, thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank
so
you.
much, Wesley. Would you mind just stopping by and just giving should we collect the addresses of the people who spoke, Taylor? Is it?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Put it on the record.
Yes, please. Thank you, Sakib. I'm sorry that I forgot to ask before about.
Sure thing. Socket Khan, 47 St. Mary Street.
I'll remember pronunciation. Thank you.
Zach Patton, 62 Lynn Road.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Barry Houghton, 44 Peralta.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And thank you again for coming. It's, we don't get a lot of public comments often. When they do, we try to listen clearly. So thank you. We appreciate it. Okay. Okay, so, we'll move on to the next agenda item, which is just a more proper welcome to Pardis. Thank you very much for joining us. Pardis, she comes from, is it the Needham Disabilities Commission? Is that the
Commission on Disabilities.
Commission on Disabilities. We're very lucky to have you
Thank you.
here and excited to have your perspective. And we really look forward to, to trying to, hear the things that are important to, to people in the disabled community and to make sure that we're doing what we can. So thank you about it.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here.
That's great. Looking forward to doing work with you, so.
And you heard everyone go around, but another member just joined us.
I just joined Bud Schramm.
And nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you also.
That's great.
Sorry, I'm a little late.
Yeah, thanks for coming, bud. No, we appreciate you being here. No schedules can be.
Nice to meet you from the other side here.
That's right. Cynthia. Okay, that's great. So just another kind of membership update if we haven't shared yet, and I don't know if it's official yet, but yeah, but one of our members has had to step down. He's got a lot of work commitments, family commitments, and just can't commit the time that he wants. So Greg Dunn will be officially stepping down as soon as he gets the letter of resignation in formally to the town. So that means that we have another vacancy, which.
So his email was not considered formal?
That's correct. Yes, exactly. Evidently need a wet signature and I think delivered, or actually, I think it'd be scanned. Scanned and then sent to town clerk. So we'll be, I know we had when Pardis interviewed for the role that we had available. We had another wonderful candidate, so we'll follow whatever guidelines are required to make sure that we open it back up and see. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I think the idea is to wait until Greg's resignation is formalized and then try to fill that spot. So we'll be on the hunt.
And a former Human Rights Committee member just moved back to town that who was a high school representative in May.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he interested in coming back?
And reaching out to him at services.
Oh, he was, you were
Amazing.
on with him, right? He was
Yeah.
great.
Amazing, yeah.
We would be lucky to have him.
Yeah, that's great. And I know that we, I don't see it on the actual agenda, but I know we talked about I feel like it's a constant need in town on committees to try to diversify the pool that we have to fill these roles. And I wish I had the answer and I don't. And I don't know if anybody does, but certainly we'll try to, kind of cast a wide net to see who would be willing to come forward and learn about, important role on the.
Should we not have the communication that goes out from the town, say that there's an opening
Yeah, I think definitely. I think we should wait until
The resignation
resignation
until the resignation
formalized.
comes?
Yeah, exactly. And then, as we always do, I think we try to reach out amongst as many networks as we all have and put the word out that we're looking for somebody to come and serve. So it's not an easy ask. We'll try to find somebody good. I know there are good people out there that want to do good work, so. Okay, so next item on the agenda is minutes for approval, the June 12th, I think that's the one we're working on, right, Taylor?
Yeah, from my records, Jen, I believe you took minutes, but I'm not sure if they were distributed.
Okay.
So I don't know either. Actually, I couldn't remember. I sent it to you guys the other day.
You did.
I think
Yep, I
I
have
got
it.
it. It's the right email.
Yeah, you did.
But we have. we
So
haven't
they
gotten
did
it
not
yet.
go out? Maybe we didn't forward them along. And that would be our bad. Okay, so we can't approve them tonight.
Well, that's good. We
You can
just
table that.
got right through that.
We'll table
that item.
that.
We'll put it right on the next one.
That's our
Yeah,
bad.
I
Okay.
remember seeing them and I heard other people say they did too.
Oh. Didn't go out?
Taylor sent them out and Taylor took them, right?
No.
No, Jen
No,
took them.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it went to the our email, but I don't think it went to all the members. Which maybe we can try to fix.
I wasn't
in the
sure how we
future.
were distributing
That's
those.
a
So
great
I
question.
didn't know if I would get in trouble, but.
Right, right, exactly, yes.
No, I think that's what what you did was what was supposed to happen. It goes to us. We
Yeah.
review them,
Yeah.
and then we send them out,
Right.
and we didn't do that.
We'll definitely make sure that we send them out after this meeting for your review for.
Apologies, we're shaking off the summer call.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, exactly right. Okay. All right, so we'll skip that for now. So On the agenda, we also have discussion of the film October 8th, the viewing that we were invited to at Temple Beth Shalom by Rabbi Jay Perlman. And I know, Carrie, you were there, I was there, Tina, Bud, you were there too?
And I also went when it was shown in Wellesley.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yes, that's right.
I saw it, but not there. I saw it at the movies.
Yes, yeah. So, I mean, I just thought it was worth having a discussion, I mean, I saw the film, I mean, Rabbi Jay is one of the public commenters said at the, he's lucky to have people like this in our community that are out there trying to do good work, working with people, and this film, it really wasn't on my radar, and when it was brought to our attention, we received an invitation to come view it at Temple Beth Shalom. And, we did go through a little back and forth where we were asked to make an informational post on Facebook, and we made this post, and then, we kind of had some discussion about it, but it was a little tricky because it was during the off season, so we didn't have any meetings about it, and so then we thought,
But it was just a community notice, notifying people of it. It wasn't a sponsorship for
That's right.
or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah, I think it was, I think that, there is a difference between a informational post and a promotion and certainly an endorsement. And where that falls on the scale, I guess is, we thought it was towards the left, and it turns out it was, some people felt it was kind of towards the middle or towards the right. And I thought it was best to take the post down until we could at least go and see the film, those of us that could attend. And I was very moved by it. I mean, these are, the world is going through a lot right now. I don't have all the words here, but
No, it was very impactful, I thought.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and certainly, it's a perspective, and like all art, it's created by the artist, and I tried to take it upon myself to look at some other films that I had heard discuss the war in Gaza. I recently watched Noah the Land, which was also incredibly moving and saddening. I mean, with so many feelings that I have, I was really kind of shell shocked after viewing the film at Temple Beth Shalom. And then we had a little discussion, but we didn't really have a bunch. And I know they had a follow-up to allow for people to come and talk, and I wasn't able to join.
And the key issue is it was a film on October 8th. Things that have gone on since October 8th, the film may have portrayed things in a different way. And I think in analyzing the film, you had to understand that it was
Just about that.
It was a moment in time.
a moment in time, not what had preceded it and not what actually happened afterwards.
Yeah.
It was, which I think a lot of people kind of lost.
No, that's a good distinction.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any, well, I know it was moving for you because we both sat there for about 10 minutes looking at each other,
It certainly was hugely impactful and emotional and tragic on so many levels. I mean, it showed you things that, we might not have seen or heard had we not, been shown it in that film. And it was definitely, it was just very impactful.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a visual learner, and so, documentaries, even though they have always a bias, they're always skewed a little bit towards whoever the creator is. But I thought it was an interesting way to view, things that are happening out there without being inundated with the daily news of all the awful things that are happening. It was just a different way that I was consuming it.
And things that I mean, when I saw things that I did not know,
Right.
that was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think in general, human stories. No matter. Not any sides, it's human stories.
Right.
That is what I think
It's a heartbreaking time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. When it gets down to it, it's really just people, all people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very difficult time and, you know, we don't take any of this lightly and try and find some line. You know, finding words, it's not that, no words real. So, but I guess at some point, and we don't have to get down this road tonight, but for sure, I thought it was worth noting that, you know, we should definitely make an agenda item that talks about, you know, kind of the Facebook page and what we do with it. You know, and a lot of times I think, and I know exactly, you know, trying to understand the difference between informing, you know, we want people to go out and see, we want people to be in tune with what's happening in the world, and especially when it comes through, you know, members of the community that feel like something is warranted to be shared. But we also, you know, have to be careful about what we put out there. Yeah, so I think it's a bigger discussion, something that has been weighing on my mind for a while.
Are we required to have a Facebook page?
It's a great, so I think the idea is just to help, yeah, that's right.
It's not a requirement.
No.
It was, I'm the one who created it. It was created because so many people get information through social
That's
media.
right,
So
right.
it was a way to reach people. We were doing it to recruit new members.
Yeah.
We were doing it to tell people about events.
Yeah.
All of the events that we do sponsor in partnership with other group communities, you know, that's really what it's.
Yeah. I
what
think it
was
would be
designed
too big
for.
of a gap to not have one. But, you know, social media is one of those hit or miss things, right? It's either, it could be used for good or, you know, tear people apart.
So maybe at a later date, we should develop some guidelines
I think that's.
for social media and, because a lot of these things come up in between our meetings.
Right.
And so if we have guidelines, then the
How
chairs.
they get posted. and-
Yeah, would be able to do it because it's, you know, we meet monthly, so
Oh,
it's
it's just only because the dial, and sometimes one thing I don't like about social media, which, you know, can be turned into big argument.
Right.
yeah.
We can also make the decision that when we put up informational posts or things like that, we don't allow commenting. And that way there won't be some sort of debate that we might not be able to monitor or
Right.
see.
Because I think that's a whole,
You know,
it's an additional aspect that can really become a nightmare.
because none of us can monitor that 24/7.
Exactly.
And people wake up at 2 a.m. and doom scroll and they become little keyboard warriors and we can't monitor that. So
That's
maybe we
right.
don't allow commenting.
Yeah, exactly.
Something
We're not allowed.
Okay,
Yeah, I know, but thank you for trying.
distracting.
That's right. So.
Can
well,
we just
if
leave
keep
one?
door
Can
open?
we just leave one door open?
I like how you look at Taylor. We're like, if she says we can do it, then we can do it. Right, Taylor?
I'm not going down.
I guess, okay, 2 doors it is. Yeah, I imagine they'll probably be ending soon, but it's okay.
So, you know, maybe somebody can put together some guidelines and bring it
I think
to
that's a good idea.
a future meeting.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think we need that because statements and all of those things, I think we need.
We've talked about this,
We
that,
have.
yeah, because so often, when, you know, there's something unfolding, long unfolding or short unfolding, people want to hear from the Human Rights Committee. And, you know, we always want to we want to make sure that we are getting, you know, the feelings of the community and what we think out in a way that's respectful. And that's not easy. We know that's not easy. So anything we can do, I'd like to say during quiet time, there's really no quiet time in this world anymore, but you know, anything we can do to try to have guidelines and preparation so that when we feel that pressure of we need, you know, we want to do something good, we want to get word out about something, you know, some cause that means a lot to people in the community, that we have something to follow. I think that makes sense. So we'll definitely get that on an agenda item, I think, yeah, coming up. Okay. That's great. All right. So why don't we go to the plan joint program with the neighboring HRC groups? Yeah. Nice.
So I was the initial contact, because I had met with Newton before. And so there was a meeting on July 15th and the people who were there were Cambridge, Lexington, Newton, Watertown, and Arlington. So all those communities in Needham were invited. The idea was, can we bring members of our communities together who can model talking across differences. That was really what the idea was, and talked about, there's power in doing this as a group. And then there was another meeting that Keith went to that I didn't go to, but it was, I think, pretty similar information. And then they met with a small group, decided to have kind of like at my neighbor's table, a keynote or someone who sets the context, and then breakout rooms to have these conversations. So they met with Dignity Index, the educational branch of Dignity Index, which I had never heard of. And they worked in educational spaces, in government and community. And they said they told them that they wanted to talk about across differences and how, what we could do. And I guess the woman from there gave a brief introduction, and she said that a lot of the divisions are caused by disagreement or differences of thought, and they are caused by contempt. And contempt is the feeling of disdain or disgust for another group, treating another as vile or worthless. And dignity is a mutual recognition of the desire to be seen, heard, listened to, and treated fairly, to be recognized, understood, and to feel safe in the world. And then there are all these elements, and then there's an index. And so they all met with not all, a few people met with this person from this dignity program, which is very interesting because if she does it on Zoom, it's free. If she comes in person, it's $5,000.
Wow.
Plus transportation. So it's really, isn't that interesting?
Wow.
So last night was the follow-up meeting that I was able to attend. And we were supposed to come back to our groups and said, do we want to be part of this,
Right.
whatever ends up happening? And, I said, well, we weren't meeting till today. And because they asked for feedback, what have your group said?
Yeah.
And so there was another guy from Brookline, and he said, well, we're not meeting yet either.
Right,
So,
yeah.
so anyway, so that was fine. So what the thought is that it will be the end of January. Everything's pretty much up in the air. And there was mixed feelings about this Dignity Index. So I'm not sure I don't think that they're going to go with the Dignity Index. They felt that the woman who they met with was quite green.
Yeah.
They were wanting, there's a professor at Harvard who's very much into Dignity Index, Dr. Donna Hicks. Anybody ever heard of her? So someone was Eliza, who's the chair of, Eliza Spalding is the chair of the Human Rights Commission in Newton. She was gonna reach out to her because she works at Harvard and she knows her. And I had also, I had thought about Braver Angels as a possibility.
That's right.
But I mentioned it to somebody not in this committee, and they said there's mixed feelings about Braver. They're better now, that they weren't so inclusive around LGBTQ issues. So then I was told that Essential Partners is better.
Okay.
So there are all these groups.
Right.
I had not heard of Essential Partners, but they use Essential Partners in Newton. They started in 1989. I went online to find out about them, and they help people build relationships across differences to address their community's most pressing challenges, which to me makes sense. So through richer, healthier, more inclusive dialogue, people strengthen relationships while gaining new insight into themselves. And they have done work on 350 college campuses, 140 workplaces and organizations, 400 local communities, and 100 secondary schools. So people in Newton really like them. So there's going to be another meeting in October, I guess. And what they're hoping to do, it will probably be an online event. We talked about, especially if it's the end of January, because you never know with the weather.
Well, that's exactly
And if we held it in Newton, would Needham people come?
right.
One of the things that was brought up as a possibility, which was kind of interesting, but wasn't exactly what I wanted, is that the presenter would be online. but we would be in person. So say we would be here and then our breakout room would just be Needham people.
That's kind of interesting.
But to me, part of what,
Just to mix it up.
to me, is to mix it up and to
Right.
talk to people from other communities and to learn from them. But, you know, so I guess, nothing's in stone. Obviously, it's still in process, but I'd like to just get a sense from this group if we want to move forward with it, if we're interested, questions, comments.
So is it to teach the skills of having conversations across difference? Is that what I'm getting?
That's a possibility. I mean, that's what Bravery Angels does, but,
Yeah.
yes, I think that's,
That was the gist of what I
Yeah.
got at that meeting too, and it was great. I mean, it was really nice to hear what other towns and cities are going through, and to be in a room with people that have that, that perspective from their town, and the things that are working for them and whatnot. But I think that was the idea, right? Just to learn how to communicate more effectively with people that you don't agree with.
and I think,
And these things are all, everyone's very passionate about all these kind of issues that they're talking about,
and
so.
I think they started with housing because it was affecting every community. And I think out of Newton, that's why they kind of wanted to do this.
Yeah.
So housing was, one of the issues. I mean, there are so many issues
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really, I think, looking more at a local level than a national or international level. And we've got plenty of our own issues right in this town, right?
Right.
So, I think it's nice that they want to bring us together, but I've been pushing on what's the goal
Right.
and what's the takeaway.
Exactly.
And so,
Ask too, I think, right? That's the.
yeah, I mean,
We're all over.
it's nice, but we don't want to waste our time, right? So, so they're still, we're still talking and they're gonna put together another meeting. So I guess, what other people?
Yeah, maybe, and I know it's probably the first or second time maybe you've heard that that we've been participating in this. You may not have a ton of thoughts.
Right, you
But
may not.
first thought, do you like the idea of teaming up with other HRCs and trying to, do a program together that might address some of the stuff that's happening in our kind of greater community? Does it sound like something that we should devote time and resources to? Because, I know we're all very limited, right? But
There are pros and cons
Exactly.
with it. I mean, GBIO actually reached out to us last night that they're doing something with Metro West. And do we want to get involved with that while we're still doing things within our own
Yes.
community? And
right,
No.
exactly.
people only have so many hours in a day.
Yeah. Any other impressions?
I mean, I like what you were asking, is it gonna teach you how to have these conversations?
I think that's the goal, to
Right.
help with communication across differences.
Do we leave there with a benefit,
Right, because
right?
with housing, even with friends in Needham,
Mhm.
I would have these conversations and I was, first of all, shocked a few times, but I didn't know how to, I couldn't, how do you convince someone else, or not even convince, just have them see your perspective for a few minutes? It's hard.
Yeah.
You almost walk away because you're so discouraged that you
It's the
don't even
listening
want.
skills and then the either rebuttal or the presentation of your point of view
Right,
to educate people on how to do it.
that would be, I think, huge.
They also talked about possibly train the trainers in this. And then they talked about having sessions with elected officials, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Also.
because I'm trying to remember, was the picture to have, I'm sure, I think I remembering this correctly, the idea was to invite the community, right? So meaning that I think right off the bat, the idea of learning how to approach people that are, have a staunch view about something that is opposed to the way that you think about it, just personally, just even all of us in this room, that's probably good, right?
Really
And
good.
if we get other members of the community to buy into that, to come and learn, that's
I mean,
a plus also.
yeah, I mean, I worry that it'll be the choir that always comes to these things,
Right.
but if it gives us skills, or
Right.
anybody who comes, the skills in knowing, so that when you do come across people in your family or your neighborhood or one of the groups that you're involved in, that you feel more confident in being able to listen and respond.
Have we ever done anything in town regarding how to be a better advocate? I mean, we had an interesting session Monday night. Corey Testa, who used to be Alice Peisch's legislative aide, now works for the town of Wellesley. And he talked about how to be a better advocate, how to present yourself, how to, choose the topics to either discuss with people, discuss with legislators, discuss with other people in town. And we may want to, possibly do something like that with some very capable people in Needham that in the government area that could give us some insights.
I wanted to flag that Cynthia has her hand
Oh,
raised.
thank you, Taylor.
You're muted, Cynthia.
Just have to get over to that part.
There we go.
This is a discussion I think I've heard in many of the groups that I'm part of, such as the Needham Clergy Association. I do remember as we formed the Needham Resilience Network, that was one of the goals. In fact, quite a few of the sessions from cohort 1 had to do with listening across differences. So keeping that in mind, I think it's the issues I think everybody in town would probably agree that learning to talk across differences is a good idea. The question is, how one would do that. Now, I think doing it by topic areas, a couple of years ago when we had the sessions around the police and the community, it was focusing on differences and trying to give people some background, and then there would be the presentation and then talking in small groups. That kind of model, I think, works, but it's really hard to figure out how to get a handle on it. But I think that NRN, with its diverse representation, would be a good place to raise the question of how to get the broadest involvement. Then I want to add another thing, and it may or may not be relevant at this point. One of the groups that I'm part of that was meeting last week, they're trying to understand, well, there's the Needham Thrives, there's the Harvest Fair. Oh, are they having the summit this year? And somebody was saying, there are too many groups. It's like overwhelming. So that's one of the things that I think is very important, and the Human Rights Committee has an important role, but that we have to look at right now, the way the community is feeling is we have to look for some ways of working together, or it's just going to be another thing that's going by. Oh, that was on the 28th and that was on the 4th. And I think NRN, and I'm looking at Marlene, she doesn't know I'm looking at her, because she's a representative right now, that may be a place to bring a lot of groups to the table for this, because I think it's a critical issue right now.
Thank you for that.
So I'm hearing support for this from Cynthia.
Yeah. I mean, my perspective is that especially as it's still being developed, that, our continued participation, at least in the development, so we can see kind of what this thing is about, probably makes sense.
So do we need to vote on that?
I know that we further explore. What do you?
Well, Taylor says yes.
It does?
If you're
Is it
going
action?
to participate, yeah.
I move that we further explore.
Or how about
Neighborhood.
not just explore, how about participate?
Okay,
Participate in these conversations.
in the conversation.
In the
I'll
conversation.
second that. We have this discussion.
Favor? Anyone opposed?
Great. So we'll continue. Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Can we not discuss after we vote?
Sure.
I was just thinking, like, the skills in the abstract are, especially when like everything is on fire right now. Like, I don't know. Is there a way for us to have something? I'm just thinking of like back to the last meeting that we were at and this meeting, that we have got a lot of residents coming in with different ideas about things, and what we do with that, I don't I honestly don't know the answer to that, but it feels like it's begging for this kind of intervention, you know, like
Right.
this kind of bringing together people to talk. And I don't know if like that's a smart thing to do or not. So I'm just to say, but like, it feels like, you know, I don't feel great about trying to figure out who to make a statement for,
Yes.
who not to make a statement
Yeah,
for,
I,
go back.
I agree.
I 100%, and I don't know if like, can we serve the purpose in the community by bringing people together to have conversation, or by taking a stand on something? And
think that's
I don't know.
very complicated question, and I think a lot of us are feeling the same way, that clearly, you know, and you know, it's, I mean, these things are happening in the world, country, and in Needham.
Right,
And
right,
we're supposed to try to work from Needham out.
right.
And I think those lines, especially in this day and age, they almost don't exist anymore. And we're trying to like find ways to make them kind of exist, because unfortunately, we can't solve all the problems. And all we want to do, I think, is try to make our community feel whole and heard and seen and safe. And it's that, in that alone is an enormous task. I
Which
don't
is
have
almost
an answer.
impossible.
It's
right?
almost impossible. That's right. We can all feel bad that we're
Right,
not,
like safety is such
we're
a
not developing,
hard
we're
thing.
not delivering what we want. But I don't know how to do that.
And forgive me, but because maybe I don't understand everything, but I just had this conversation about genocide, some other, you know, Jewish people that, you know, I'm interested in seeing what happens at services.
Mhm.
You know, what's gonna be stated, but how do we make a statement? Cause we're gonna piss somebody off,
Yeah.
excuse my French.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
you have to be so careful. So I don't know how you can draft a statement responding, not that.
No, I
I
know
don't-
exactly
I
what you
don't-
mean.
I'm not saying they're wrong.
No, that's right.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, how do you draft a statement that's gonna please everybody? That's not,
It's
it's
supposed to
impossible.
speak to and speak for everyone,
It's
and
the
we're finding
singling
that's
out that is what
impossible.
causes- So maybe what we have to
Issue.
do is focus more just in the Needham community and
I
not
agree.
what's going
Not
on
take on the world.
nationally and internationally. Go ahead.
And I also think that even if we make a statement, although always, you know, there are oppositions, but you know, what problem we can solve with that statement, you know? I wish, you know, I'm from Iran. It was war in my country, so I hate war. If I could, I would stop all the wars in the world. But, you know, by our statement, what problem we can solve? Needham is a town in thousands of towns in the world, you know? So by town of statement from Human Rights Committee of Needham, Massachusetts, you know, really we cannot do anything. So I think, although, you know, war is not good, but so I think it's better to focus on problems that we can do, at least solve 5% of them.
Yeah, I mean, that was the last couple of years. Yeah, thanks for that, Paris. I mean, the last couple of years have been tough, I think, on our committee, and we've been trying to find some kind of a balancing act. And
Yeah, we've been making statements and I'm not sure that that's,
I think
I'm not
that's,
sure that's really what we should be doing. I mean, you know, we developed this complaint process for people in town. We have never publicized it. I mean, so that's just within our community.
Yes.
Those are the kinds of things that we were.
and I think my view from the last 6 months or so, Carrie and I as co-chairs, I was having a real like pivotal time in my brain, like, you know, are these statements helping or hurting the community? And it's very, and I don't think I don't think we have found a way to do one without doing the other, and that's not a great feeling to have.
So
And, you
I
know,
also think I wanna like lift up the fact that everybody that's come to talk to us has talked, you know, globally, but also very personally,
That's
how it's impacted them. And so like in that way, that's the local tie to it, you know, and I think that, you know, to me, the Human Rights Committee making statements in my history, was less about trying to speak for everybody in the community, but trying to call out, specific things that we thought were violations of human rights. I don't know how it gets gotten so.
Yeah, it's muddled.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it felt like,
Right, and
or 10 years ago, I don't
there's
know.
human rights violations throughout the world, it's everywhere.
And it was also about letting those people in our community know that we see them, we hear them, we support them. That was the goal. It wasn't to reach anyone beyond
change the
our
world,
immediate community. It
right.
truly was to reach the people within our community that felt marginalized or disenfranchised somehow, or, or were hurting in some way,
But I'm not sure if the statements are
doing that.
are helping. And that's why like when we talk, we have limited resources and like what part of said, there are measurable things that we could probably be focusing our attention to instead of, and the pain that we've all gone through trying to come up with these perfect statements and then they miss the mark, they miss something, and then it's just kind of a big deal.
Or someone interprets it in that.
Well, exactly right, bud, yeah.
Totally.
So, it would be actually interesting to talk to the other human rights committees. I don't know if anybody's going to those once a month meetings. Massachusetts
Yeah.
ones, I know they talk about
I
that
see the
there.
emails.
Yeah, just to see what other people are doing.
I don't think we're the only ones struggling with this.
No, I'm sure we're not.
Yeah.
There's one other thing, it really fits under budget from the joint, the neighboring HRC programs. So budget did come up. And I said, we have no budget. Well, I know we do have some money, but I said.
Your default was we have no budget.
I said,
never
well, we
did.
have a budget, right? We have money, but we don't have a budget.
Yeah.
That's fine distinction.
I mean, there were people from, like Newton fits under like Health and Human Services. So it's very different. And I said, but that's a city,
Yes, yes,
they have a mayor. It's
Yeah.
a very different, we fit under the select board.
Yeah.
So they were talking and I said, well, probably, I just gotta put this out. So if it were $1,000 and say there are 5 groups, 5 towns, we could probably find $200.
Yes.
I know we could find, I know we have that now, but I remember in the old days, way before you, when Sandy Sincata was here, you know that name?
I do, I live
So Sandy would find money for us, like if we needed money. But I said, if it's $5,000, no, we don't,
That's right.
we are not, so I spoke for us. And I said, we can't find $1,000.
Right.
No,
not wrong.
for one thing. So I
Yes, exactly.
I just wanted to add that so that
Well, that's right.
if
exactly.
we're part of this,
Discuss
just
it
to know there may be
and ask.
an ask
Yeah.
and then we'll figure out.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's good. Thank you for that update. Yeah. Okay. I guess to sum it up, I think as a co-chair, it's one of my goals this year to really try to hone in on, to really come up with a plan of action that we can do that will help the community in a way that is measurable and effective and doesn't have us,
Well, maybe to Cynthia's point, is not duplicative of the
Yes.
other things that are happening.
That's right, exactly. It's a nice way to say it, Jen, thank you. Yes, that's exactly right. So for sure, I think it's something that should come up in following agendas and we'll make it, I think that we'll take we'll have to have a subgroup that will try to come up with some policies that we can all kind of, go by. And I think anything we do during our time on the Human Rights Committee will help future generations of Human Rights Committee members if we can help set set the table for them a little bit. So, okay, thank you for that. That was a good update and thank you for going to those meetings. Yeah. Okay, so we'll get to,
I think I'm the next also
Oh,
update on
there you
Human
go.
Rights.
Yeah, be afraid.
But I have nothing to say. I mean, I am gonna be out of town, so initially, we were hoping to do something with the Human Library, because we thought we were gonna do that. It seems like it's gonna be pretty well organized. I haven't been going to the planning meetings because I'm not gonna be there. Tina has agreed to represent us. And I don't know if she's been in touch with you about getting any materials together. I've emailed her several times to see how I could help her and I haven't heard back from her, so I don't know. But the publicity is out. And I think hopefully people here will support the program on the 28th. I can't tell you, much more about it. I mean, each group is going to present about themselves and it's.
I said, and the location hasn't been decided, well, at least on this flyer, 1 to 4 p.m. I think it says, right? But I don't see a location yet.
Think of the town hall.
Oh, Greensfield.
No, it's at,
Yeah,
it's
Town
at
hall, if it rains.
Greensfield. It's at
It's at
and it
Greensfield.
rains, town hall, if it's raining.
That's right.
It's
Town hall
not
is
in the backup.
No, the
That's
high
right.
school, the high school is now the backup, the most
Oh,
recent.
that got changed? Okay.
Yep,
Thanks,
just
Cynthia.
got it.
Obviously, I don't know.
Yeah,
Do you have any other update on it?
just that some of the other groups I'm part of are doing things there, so I'm seeing a lot. Some of them are doing interactive things like Needham Diversity Initiative. They'll have some things for children to do to help people, like color things that say be kind, and there's a lot of interactive things. The
That's what
WASP
they're hoping that people will
and the
do.
Needham
So I don't know what.
Council are sponsors, but it will be, they said the town hall wasn't large enough to move it inside. So it will be somewhere at the high school, but it's such tiny print in their most recent advertising that you'd hardly ever see it. So hopefully the weather will be good.
And I hope Tina's been able to go to some of the meetings, but I don't know. Has anybody talked to her?
I talked to her earlier this week, but not about this, but I can follow up
I
to.
mean, I have emailed her a couple times. Usually she always responds to me. I don't know if she's just been too busy.
Yeah, I know she's been traveling the last couple of weeks,
Okay.
but I can definitely give her about this. Okay. But it does look like a cool event, and so if,
Yeah, I'm sorry that I have to miss it.
yeah, September 28th, if anybody's around, I think it'd be a nice thing to go to.
Yeah, I think I can't remember what I said in June, but I think I said I would go.
Oh, that's great.
Or, participate. I can't remember. June seems so far away.
That's right. It seems like another, exactly. Only-
Keith,
and I know-
do we have anybody going to the Needham Harvest Fair?
That was my next wedge in.
It's not on.
I
the
think
agenda.
Taylor and I thought like we'll leave like 1 or 2 little things off. So the bunch of I mean the agenda says, yeah, no, but I the snapshot is that the Needham Harvest Fair is October 5th, which is my birthday. But I'll be in Disney World with my family that time.
Happy
Yes,
birthday.
I was there when I was 10, and I'll be there when I'm 47.
And are you still planning to go after what's happened the past couple of days?
That's right. Well, I'm gonna be at we're gonna get Cinderella's Castle for my birthday dinner at 4:30 because my niece, my whole family is going.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah,
That's
it'll be
exciting.
great. But so I'm sorry to miss it because it's like such an awesome event in Needham every year, especially on a nice weathered
On a beautiful
October
day,
day.
yeah.
It's like the best.
I did it every year for
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah. So, well, we thought we would at least say yes to having some kind of table and some kind of
So what
representation
would you
there.
have at the table though?
Well,
Well,
isn't there gonna be that joint table?
Yeah.
There was, yes.
Hey, I can tell you,
Somebody's
all,
talking.
yes.
it's called Voices in Unity and it's Needham
Right.
Diversity Initiative, and Needham Human Rights Committee has always been part of that, but it's good to have at least one person hang out there. Different groups can have their literature on the table, and it's under a banner of a lot of the groups that have common concerns, the Immigration Justice Task Force, and I'm not sure what all the other groups are. But they're Sunday afternoons. I'm busy, sorry. But Keith is, I think, involved with it various years, which was nice.
Yeah, in years past, yes.
But he won't be here.
Yeah, I won't be here. So if anybody is
I would say
available,
yes, but I may be doing an open house.
it's a busy time of year, I imagine, for you all.
I'm
But
But
sorry,
you need
Sunday.
literature, some literature
What
to
is
put on the
the-
table.
What is the joint table?
Yeah,
It's
we,
called Voices in Unity.
Voices in Unity. I'll confirm, because we preemptively booked the table just in case no
Yeah.
one else had.
Yeah.
But I'll confirm with the organizer to see if someone else had already booked that, so we don't accidentally
that's
have
nice, yeah.
multiple
Isn't it, is it
tables.
the chamber that booked, that sponsors this? It's a
Yeah, Chamber of
Chamber
Commerce,
of Commerce. It's not called it, it's called
the Charles River.
Charles River.
It's
Charles
Ramen.
River.
Ramen booked it for the Voices in Unity, so that it will be there. So Human Rights Committee
Anybody will
doesn't need
be-
to do a separate thing.
Yeah.
We should, we have some of our brochures.
that's right.
And we have, I think we should have the complaint discrimination brochures too.
I think that's a good
But it
idea.
would be nice if somebody could be there.
Yeah, let me, I think that's more.
Me too.
Was that finalized yet?
What time in the afternoon
weren't.
it is?
Yeah, let me
What
find
time
out.
of the afternoon it is?
The time of it?
Yes.
What time is the,
Oh,
it's,
It is Sunday, October 5th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Greensfield.
oh, it's not on the common. Used to always be on the common, didn't it?
Last couple of years it was
Green.
Greens.
Until
Yeah.
it got moved to Greensfield, which was a few years.
Yeah.
ago.
It is
I don't
a
think that
great
it's-
time. I mean,
I didn't think
Oh,
it was, it's not
Because
correct
this,
yet.
there's something wrong with the, someone was supposed to work on this, wasn't that
Yeah,
you?
nobody sent it to me, so I don't have it yet. but
Tina is the one who has this.
I've been waiting for the soft copy of that so I can
Uh,
update it and get that done.
Yeah, because
So
I've got a QR code here and it has to be,
Right.
yeah.
It doesn't do anything right now.
I'm probably
time
at
is the
work on
28th?
Sunday, but
Yeah.
if I have time, I will let you know.
That's great.
Okay, great.
Cynthia,
Yes,
what time is the 28th event?
that's 1 to 4. Needham Thrives is 1 to 4. The
I know
Harvest
that
Fair is
Tina's
11
gonna
to
do it.
3.
Yeah.
So
And it
somebody
took me
wants-
a long time to learn that. Amelia, our dear friend Amelia, is the one's been coordinating for the Harvest Fair. The
Yeah.
Voice and Unity connecting with people, so she would be able to, if anybody wants to find out more, she would be the one.
Is she working on it again this year?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
she sent me
reaching out to
information about the
to
table.
the different groups to get them involved.
She often coordinates it, but then she can't be there because they're always away.
I don't know whether she can be there. I lost
Yeah,
track. of
But
that.
she is the coordinator.
If
But
I
maybe
don't-
you should
if I don't-
contact Tina if you can be there.
Well, I can go on the 28th, but I may not be able to go from 1 to 4.
Well, why don't you just let
Like if
Tina
I-
know that you could help her?
Right, I would help,
Yeah, that'd be great.
even if it's like 2 hours.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think any,
Anything.
exactly. Any representation that we can have at either one of these events is great. And if we can't, we understand, but
The
yeah,
28th,
put it in a calendar and then
it's just those two are the Sunday open
a
house.
very busy time of year for you all, and I imagine.
Of course, it's on Saturday.
Yes. Okay, that's great. All right, so let's see. So needs assessment discussion. And Marlene, was this yours or was it Cynthia's?
I think it was me too.
Yeah. No,
I
this is good. I mean.
No, well, I was
Using on our
seeing
experience.
through the Mass Human Rights Committees that all these towns were doing needs assessments. And we talked about it years ago, Jan, right? So, and they're all doing it in different ways and,
Could you give us a snapshot of what that exactly means, at least in the context of how you were explaining it before?
I think I think it could go in different directions, but so what things people think the town needs to do to make them feel welcome and comfortable and, that kind of thing.
I
So
had
just,
to read the report that they had sent around. I didn't.
yeah, I know, I was gonna read it before and then I didn't realize that this was on the agenda. I didn't pay attention. So if you want to table it and I'll try to get more information,
I like the
am I even I'm away for a bunch, so I can't remember when our next meeting is, I think. Yeah, I'm around on the 16th is our next meeting. Want to just table this and
Yeah.
I'll
that'd be
bring
great.
more information.
No, that's helpful. Thank you, Elaine. Okay, so, I don't know if we have a lot for this, but it's on the agenda, so we'll at least talk, so we'll say blurb about it here. Revisit effort on clarity of complaints of bias in schools.
So that was, we
Yeah,
were working on that. I don't even know if it was last year or if it was the year. Was it last year? Or the year?
big blur.
It is a big blur and I don't know where we ended with it.
It was deeply tied into the discrimination complaint form, right? Wasn't it? Because we were trying to figure out how to toe that line and not. I feel like
think it
that's
was-
around the time that we were discussing it.
I don't know that it was tied.
No, they're really supposed to be separate.
Well, that's right.
They
yes.
don't want us, the
Right.
schools don't want us involved in that complaint. Ours are more town related, kind of neighbor
Neighbor,
to
yeah.
neighbor or.
I
maybe-
think where we got to is we had done a lot of looking into what Needham Public already has in place, and I think what we just agreed was that the substance of it was good, but that families didn't necessarily know how to access the information, and so that was where
That's right.
we got stuck,
Thank you,
I
Jen.
think,
That's exactly
in
right.
trying to figure out, and I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about coming up with some kind of a standard on, integrated into the school's materials, I think. Somehow to give people an option.
I don't know what, I don't know. I don't know where it landed in the school, because I know Dr. Glucans was like,
Well, it's funny,
talking with us at one point.
I mean, I don't have anything good, I don't have anything substantial to add to this discussion, but what I do know is, further on our agenda, we have a place for police update, school update, town update, other topics not anticipated. And I know that we had talked about, we used to have a member of the school committee join us occasionally.
Liz Lee was the,
That's right.
more recently.
But maybe there's,
We also have the superintendent from time to
Right.
time.
maybe it's time to reach back out to folks from the school, whether it's the school committee or, Dr. Budakans, and see if there's not some periodic check-in that we can ask them for, right? Because, I mean, we all, some of us have kids in the school system, so we hear some things and we try to be tuned into the town, but I think it would be nice to have, an occasional drop-in with somebody from the school committee to give us a snapshot of kind of what they're seeing and how that could tie into,
No.
and maybe we can put that on the Ask Taylor. I can reach out directly to the school committee and to Dr. Gudikans and see if there's not, I mean, they have a lot going on, we know that, but still, I think, an occasional drop-in or even just some kind of representative from the school system would be nice.
What?
Keith and Tina are the only ones.
Have kids
Oh,
in
yeah,
school.
I think that's right. Yeah, oh, yeah, that's it. It's just us now. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's not Taylor's job, it's ours.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we'll reach out and see if we can invite somebody to come and.
By the way,
and join
somebody
us.
who's doing the
Oh.
notes for tonight?
I guess
I've been taking some notes, but I haven't been.
I can go back and watch the meeting and report back with the notes.
It should be uploaded within the next few days.
Great.
Perfect.
I'm mentally doing the notes and I'll go back and.
Or you can.
AI is automatically doing.
That's
it.
right. Oh, I can tell you the AI is not to use. That's, I've tried it in the past. I like to make technology work for me, but sometimes I'm like, you know what? I could have just taken the notes myself as I'm spending 3 hours trying to get this to automatically do it.
Do you want to continue the way it used to be and that we all sign up for different months?
That would be,
Because you need to let us know. if
Yeah,
that's
we
what you
can,
want.
we can send that around again.
Yep, let's do it.
That's
okay,
an easy thing. to
Or
do.
bring it to the next meeting or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a nice idea. Thank you, Marlene.
One more thing, Keith, could you start
Yes.
by asking Liz Lee, because she had come, just
Yeah.
as a courtesy thing, say how much we appreciated that. Is that something that she is, now that she's no longer chair of the school committee, is that something that she would be able to do? And if not, then you want to be pursuing having another person as representative?
I think that's a good idea. And I actually think, trying to think if it was nice, if it'd be nicer to have these at the beginning of the meeting.
Well, that's what I was
instead of
thinking. So they don't, that's what we did
the
when.
end. It's nice that they sit in, but I
That's what we did when the
suppose.
superintendent came. We would let him go
Right.
first and then they could.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. And maybe we'll flip these upside down next time, put them right after public comment.
I just received an email, just anyone who happens to be going to the Harvest Fair. They're requesting that we wear name tags with the Needham Human Rights Committee and your name on it.
Yeah, but new people don't have those.
I know, that's why I'm bringing it up.
Right.
Who made those up?
I think,
Amelia.
Amelia did.
New name tags.
Is there a form or format to follow for
Well,
notes?
it's
Just so
that-
if I do.
it's that awful logo that I hate.
I like
Next to the discussion, you don't like that
No.
one.
Yeah, this is what,
Oh, yeah,
this,
that's-
these are what they look like.
And then it's with the pen.
Oh, is that what it is?
We all have them.
Say, I'm jealous. I wish I had an HRC bag, a separate bag for each thing.
So you don't have one, do you?
That's very.
I don't think I do. No, I don't think I do. Not
Yeah,
the official one.
because you were before,
Yeah.
yeah, you were,
Well, maybe we can plop this into, so I mean,
are you offering to do it if Amelia sends you the template?
For the,
To make
I
note,
think
just to
Molly
make
has
name
offered
tags?
me
oh, I
I
can.
think I think
yeah,
I
sure.
offered her to do it.
Minutes, weren't
Well, she asked if there was a
That's right.
template, so I'm
for
just.
minutes.
I meant for minutes, but having said that, I have a great
Excellent.
assistant that will help me
Oh, what about
to make
this?
known tag. Steve
Okay,
tag, his
great.
name's Steve Shapiro.
Okay.
And he just made like a lot of name tags for his 50th high school
Oh,
reunion,
that's
so
true
he's
about
an
it.
excellent.
Oh, there we go. Well, thank you, Steve.
And I don't know what that little,
Well, the
I gotta
logo.
get the little logo
Right.
thing, right?
Well, Amelia,
I can send that to you then.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
it's not just, yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
Take a picture of it.
I suppose we can also table the complaints of the bias in schools, because it is important, but maybe, getting somebody from the schools into a meeting to give us a snapshot of what they're seeing, will give us some indication of like what we can do to help. Yeah, okay. So just, we'll try to move quickly because it's 8:42 here, but, so Taylor and I discussed our budget that we have, potentially a budget that we'll ask for, the idea that, that the Human Rights Committee wants to put, that we want to try to either host events or have good representation at events that are happening in Needham. And so we just talked about a couple quick things. So I'm obsessed with getting a Human Rights Committee banner, having something that we can hang on a table
Definitely.
is super important, I think. And that led me to, you have to have the logo on there, and then I can hear Marlene echoing my head. And I know, the logo is like hit or miss. For some people, it's fine, but I understand. I think if we're going to go through the effort of, getting a proper banner, we need to do a redesign or a design of the logo anyways, because we didn't have a high quality version of it. And so when you try to blow that up on a banner, it looks terrible. So either way, we're gonna have to go down this road. So then I thought if there was a time to talk about, going out and trying to find somebody to redesign the logo, that this was probably the time to do it, and put it part of our budget discussion here. And I reached out.
We could get someone to do it pro bono.
That was my first inclination, but then I thought,
Might be able to.
How about
Yeah.
someone from the art department at the high school?
We tried that.
Right,
We will not do that again.
okay.
I haven't
That was
gotten.
the worst
Oh,
experience.
no. I haven't gotten an estimate yet,
How
but,
about something like this for behind the table?
oh yeah, that's nice too, bud. Yeah, that's very pretty.
Like, if we, like, something like that for,
Yeah.
almost like a flag behind the table.
Yeah,
I mean, I like what, NDI has a nice one, I think.
I
Yeah,
did
and
reach
it took a
out.
long time and quite a bit of money and yeah. Is that what we want to put our time in right now? I just see so many important things we need to work on, so.
So I know what you're saying, Cynthia. I mean, yeah, we have limited resources always, but I think that, so I reached out to Dave Lind, who has recently designed that beautiful logo that we're looking at right now for the town, and he's very active in the community. He's done a lot of great work for a lot of it pro bono, some paid. And so I talked to him a little bit, and he was, I gave him a little snapshot that, looks like the Human Rights Committee has a little bit of a budget, and we want to get a banner printed. And he was quick to offer assistance. But I do think that if we have some money, we have to pay for a banner. I think Dave would be very fair with us, so I'd like to get
We'd
an
have to pay for
estimate.
the banner, but it would be nice to have someone
Design.
design for,
That's right. I think he is gonna be very fair anyways, and
He's great and he often
he sent me
does.
some examples already, and then I was like, oh, that's
Oh.
nice, Dave. Yeah, exactly. So I think that what I think we're gonna need is, I think that we let, if anybody has any ideas of what they would like to see in a logo, you want it colorful, is there tree, You know, is there
Right.
something that's in your
You limit
mind?
it to one or two colors, otherwise you get into crazy costs whenever you print anything.
Right.
That's a good point, Carrie.
Yeah.
But if, and you know, after
It's gotta
this,
be something with people, because that's what it's about.
right,
It's
I
not,
like
to me, tree is lovely, but that's not what
No, I
this is
agree.
about.
yeah.
This is a people-to-people
And
organization.
I think we can't even offer members to send suggestions of what, maybe we just put it on the agenda to come up with, come up with some ideas of things that you might like to see, and I'll ask Dave to see if we can come up with some
Yeah, you can ask
examples.
people, what do you
Why
mean?
don't
And
we,
can you send some
How about-
ideas?
how about,
I'm not an artist.
how about other
That's all.
towns, Marlene?
What?
Other towns, do you know if they have logos?
Well,
and
but
stuff?
they may be copyrighted. Wasn't that part of the issue?
Yeah,
Didn't
you
we
can't, you
talk
can't
about-
just steal a Google image.
But
thing.
just, not like ideas.
For
Not-
ideas,
not-
for
not,
sure.
You know, like research.
Yeah.
And anyone can send around and share ideas,
Yeah.
we just can't vote on it that way, we
So-
have to vote
so
on it.
do you have the stuff
We
that
can't discuss it, or
Oh.
like that, but.
Still give me a one-way
that color.
communication.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's more sharing of information.
So
You
that's
can
good.
Absolutely do
So
that.
do you have the things that he sent you?
So not yet. I mean, I do
Oh,
have
you
it, but I
said-
don't have it handy.
But can you
It
send it
was,
to us?
yeah, it was some variations of what we have already.
Oh, of this piece?
Yes, basically, I mean,
Piece
and
of,
for Dave,
with
it's
some
probably
hand
like
on it?
Right.
an artist sharing their work before it's done. I can only imagine he's like, why are you doing this now? But he just basically came up with higher quality versions of the logo that we had.
Oh.
Oh.
With some bolding, but I mean, I have to tell you, even from, I mean, I guess it's what, just turn my screen on and show you what we sent, just something like that. Just some bolding,
same-
it's the same thing, but some bolding and stuff, yes, so, but that.
Can I
but then
see it?
Like,
May I
oh,
see-
sorry, I said, Dale, can I show it to you this way? I don't know if you can see it.
Nope.
People
I'm
don't
just
like what
gonna
we already
say-
have. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, can I say the town logo was branding was created over, the group that was appointed to work on it. It was a long process, and
Yes.
David was part of that group and then became the artist. It wasn't that he sat down and designed it and isn't this beautiful. He did a
Yes.
lot of the rendering and pulling ideas together. He's terrific. I highly recommend him, but I just want to let you know that the concept and that part, he was the artist, but the concept came from a
Right.
group that was appointed by the town and still exists, and we're working on the town seal. Keep tuned.
Right,
It may come soon.
yeah.
I don't love that only because I don't understand, like.
You don't understand it, right?
What does it mean?
Critique, right.
Right, it
That's heard in
doesn't,
the
like
past.
initially,
You know,
when you say it's a dove with a hand, okay, now I see it.
Right.
But initially I was like.
Doesn't jump out as a
"What's
dove."
I don't even know if that's a hand. It's a dove with like feathers.
that?" Right,
I'm
it
not
just was strange when.
It's like peace.
Well, we
I mean,
had
it's
it-
like a peace symbol as opposed to.
Exactly. We
Right.
needed something, and I think it's,
That was like when you looked up on Wikipedia.
when you look up
that's what
human
came
rights,
up.
that's what, so we just took that
Yeah.
since we didn't get anything good from the high school.
Yeah, I mean, I know we have a ton of stuff to do, but I do think that,
We need a banner.
I think
We
you
need a
need
banner.
some,
Yeah,
you need a logo that we can all
Yeah,
be proud of and put on.
Silhouette of a hand
materials.
with that.
Have to put it on a banner, it has to be high quality, and it has to kind of speak to what we're trying
This
to.
is better than
people,
this.
and it's
Yeah,
which
it's hard.
is why we have artists, because I can't, yeah, it's so easy to say in words. But I think it's something that we should put some time and energy into, and
Yeah, I agree.
probably sooner than later.
Harry just found something that's kind of interesting. Show
The
that.
heart one.
Look at this. This is better. It's like it's a version of ours. So it's a peace dove with the,
Again, I don't like.
Yeah, who owns it?
Exactly,
That's
but
right.
I'm just saying, if people like that, that's.
That looks
better though.
that's better.
a simple tweak,
but that's not great.
right, okay,
But it's, I mean, I could go for that. I just hate this.
yeah, okay. How about this?
And you,
Yeah, we'll give a
strong opinions.
little bit of.
Well,
A little bit of a homework assignment, maybe if we can all just kind of, if there are some ideas that you want to try to communicate through a logo, something that we can be proud of and put on our materials and a banner and use for a good amount of time. Send any ideas that you may have. Yeah, send any ideas that you may have to,
you.
yeah,
Send it to the HRC,
email, exactly,
Oh, right. Then everyone will get it.
that's right.
HRC, yeah.
Okay, and then we talked about some other things in our potential budget. So logo redesign, the NHRC banner. And so with Greg's resignation, which we're, sad to have him go, but the human library was a big part of it. He brought this kind of wonderful idea and we were really excited about it. And I think that we talked a little bit more about potentially, you know, what that would look like funding. But to me, the first thing that we need to do is find somebody in this group that wants to make it theirs, like it was Greg's. And nobody has to, though I know that this is the way to do it, is just to be like, to make somebody stumble into it. I don't.
There's a human rights logo.
I
When you go
like-
online,
Yeah.
that's what comes up.
Right, that's exactly.
I don't like to stumble somebody into something, but I would like us all to think if we have the bandwidth to take on this project of bringing a human library to Needham. Because I read a lot about it, I thought it was very cool, and I think we all were kind of excited about it.
Were.
Yeah, and I don't think we should let it kind of putter out with Greg leaving, we should, but it's gonna take somebody to take the reins, I think, so.
Keith, do you think, is it realistic that we could, as a committee, identify like 5 things we want to do this year, like in the October meeting, and then like from that list, everybody can kind of pick, all right, this is the one I'm gonna work on this. I mean, I know that life changes.
No,
by the
but
second,
I
but
think
maybe-
that's a reasonable way to actually set up like a year agenda and then have people work on both, because I feel the same thing happens. If nobody takes it, then nobody does it, and then we don't make any forward progress. So I think that's a great idea. You know, so 2 homework assignments. Any ideas about potential logos for the Needham Human Rights Committee? And, you know, if everybody could come with an idea or two of something that you'd like to see the Human Rights Committee accomplish this year. And it can be small or it can be big. No judgment here.
Yeah.
Okay, that seems reasonable.
One little thing, I feel like today was.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're getting to 9 o'clock, so it's hard to come up with these things
No, but
now
it
for
was a
sure.
tough day, just because of all, I mean, I don't listen to the news,
Yeah.
but today I did.
Yeah.
And
Yes, that'll
starts
suck the
the
life right
ball,
out of you.
right.
It's
And then-
right.
And then, you know, just hearing that was
Yeah,
very. you know,
absolutely.
It's upsetting.
Yeah, no, I
I
hear you.
mean, even being on the committee, it's like all you could do to listening,
Oh,
so
absolutely.
upset.
Yeah,
Upsetting.
and you know, when residents come to us with concerns and comments, we take them to heart and we try to come up with something, and that's not easy, so. All right, I won't keep us any longer here. Police update, school update, town update, Taylor, any of the above?
Lieutenant Carol.
Sorry, Marcus, go ahead.
Sorry for just a quick question about the taking notes. Can we use apps to take notes or we should do it manually?
No, absolutely, Pardis, we're pro technology, right? So anything, I think anything that could be used to,
Yeah, as long as they can be edited.
Yeah, please, because I have the membership, so I can make notes
oh, great.
for, you know, when I can record our meeting, so I can take the notes.
That's great, Pardis. Do you have a recommendation? What are you using? Do you have I've tried a few of them and I've been woefully unimpressed.
Yes, it needs really, you know, I'm unimpressed.
Yeah. I need some fine tooth comb.
Pigeon Messenger.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, it helps,
Yeah.
but you know, of course, it needs editing.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, that's great. No, I think we can use any tools that we can to put the notes in some kind of presentable form. So that's
Because
great.
the
I
meeting
can
is
help with that.
recorded, the
Mhm.
meeting is recorded.
Yeah.
So
So-
I think I can help with that if
Great.
needed. Awesome.
Thank you, Pardis. That's great. All right. So police, school or town, Taylor? Anything?
Lieutenant Carol, let me know, unfortunately, she couldn't make it tonight, but there are no police updates.
Okay.
I have no idea about the school.
Yep.
And on the town side, I just wanted to give you all a heads up that I will be sending out, a quick informational heads up. There is an upcoming committee member orientation and training, a 2-part series. I think they're trying to make it annual for folks who are coming in who are new members or would like a refresher on the basics of open meeting law, open records law, what committees do. Sort of just, you know, committee membership 101 sort of thing. Those dates are 9/29 and 10/9. I don't have the exact time, so please forgive me, but I will send around an email here shortly as well, so that everyone has that information. First session's gonna cover one slate of information, the second session sort of adds on that, so would highly recommend, even if it's a refresher and you know the information already, it should be helpful and lend some insight as well.
Is it gonna be in person or is it on Zoom? Do you know?
Let me try to find the email real quick. I'll send it out to y'all and I can confirm that, but that is all the updates I have.
That's great.
I would like that because all I got was a pamphlet.
Yeah, that would be great.
It'll be far more in-depth for you.
And I think that's just about it. I know that next month was scheduled for the 16th, and I may have a conflict. I think
I can't.
Carrie.
I'm out of town.
so.
Oh, so do you want to change the date?
I think so, and then that brought me to my. I know that we
Oh, no,
had the
which night?
setting the meeting dates for the third Thursday of all days, but then I thought, well, maybe there's a second Thursday or something.
No.
Oh, that's Cynthia. Okay, but first Thursday, Cynthia. Do we get? Are there any? How about this? Any Thursdays that aren't the third Thursday that people have some?
Why don't we do it on the 23rd instead, which is the next week? Can you guys come? Is that good for
Just
people?
pull that right up before I say.
It's really hard to change things at the last minute because people I try to schedule things to leave that Thursday.
Yeah.
Like I have,
It's a month away.
I have the dates for the whole year and for me.
Yeah.
'Cause I have-
I will say my apologies because I don't know the school schedule, so I just picked the third Thursday, but
Yes.
some of those might conflict with the school vacations, so.
I say yes. That's
I don't know
right.
if it
Which
would
is
be helpful
always
to go
hard.
through all of the lineup and
Maybe
you
we
can just
set
tell me
that.
which ones we
Let's-
should move.
Well, I'm saying let's set that for another agenda item on
Yes.
next meeting, but we want to plan the next meeting. So
Well, we have to pick October's, but
Yes.
but the rest of them we. can
let's
pick
do
it
that,
up.
Carrie. Yeah.
Perfect.
23rd works for me.
Yeah.
23rd works for me.
Me as well.
Okay, so we're changing the date.
Yeah. October 23rd.
I
Do we
have a
get any-
conflict with just about everything, but I will come here. I will come to the Human Rights Committee and not go to the other one because I
I
feel
love when we're your favorite.
this is a
Cynthia.
bigger
That's
commitment.
nice. Thank you, Cynthia.
But-
Yeah, like I said, I've talked about my desire on the third Thursday is a day that I have like 3 things that I haven't gone to in like 2 years.
So start
I-
in the spring to ask
Yes.
people about the next year. Don't.
Cynthia,
once
that's-
I mean, you did.
Such, that's such
You
great
did.
planning.
did,
That's superstar planning, which I feel miserably at.
Spring.
I'm, what are we doing next month? That's the, but I mean, I guess I would ask if there is some flexibility in which Thursday we meet. And if you all have a Thursday, you're like, you know what, the first Thursday is not terrible for me. Or the second Thursday is not terrible for me. If that is possible, please let me know.
Is there like a doodle poll-ish type tool?
Yeah.
You can do.
We did that. We put one out and it landed that the third Thursday was the majority.
I'm gonna do another doodle poll. I'm gonna do a
Another
doodle
doodle
poll.
poll.
I'm gonna take that
And
on.
I will send out a sign of genius for the minute.
Thank you, Carrie.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
Okay.
no.
Oh, thanks,
Thank you.
Marlene. Thank you. Okay, well, I'll.
Taylor, the announcement you
yes.
promised.
Yes.
I didn't call for
Sorry.
adjournment, but I'm.
And everybody's already.
Curtis, we have one more thing. Sorry.
Just want to remind people that this is a once a year event of the Natick powwow, the Massachusetts tribe, praying Indians of Natick, and Needham, Natick, Dover, all these are the same areas from which the Massachusetts tribe. This is the land that we're living on, and here's the opportunity on Saturday, September 27th. You don't have to plan anything, just go. It's between 10 and 5. Noon is the grand procession. And it's, I think, a good, better if you want to see more things to come around that time. And it's been out, thank you to the town for putting it on their list along with gazillion other things. And it's going out with some of the history Society and so forth. So this is the group that has a representative on our town branding and seal committee. And I'm hoping more people will get a sense of what they're like when we put the
That's
seal
right.
out and people say, well, who are these people? They're in Natick, so forth and so on. So
They
here,
have the multicultural festival too, if I remember correctly, right, Cynthia?
Yep.
This was,
yep,
yeah,
and
they're
the Native
great. So
Diversity Initiative events. So it's fun. Kids love it. Thank you.
So that's September 27th, 10 to 5, Pituitchewit State Park in Natick. And the gates, yes, thank you, Carrie, yes. Gates open at 10 o'clock, grand entry at noon. Yeah,
Thank
free
you, Bob.
public admission, which is great, okay. All right, so I'll
for letting me
welcome,
jump in Rhode Island.
motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, any discussion? No discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Right.
Okay, thank you, artist, thank you.
Thank
First
you.
meeting, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Taylor.
They'll come back after